Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Scott Show, the Keeping It Local channel here on thescottshow.com. I did want to go live today. It is election day. Here in Duluth, Minnesota, we had the city council and the school board, along with our mayor. They were all up for election. So I do want to go into all of that and let you guys know what happened. So we will do that. That's just that simple. I am on the DuluthMinnesota.gov website. This is unofficial results because it is current. It is with their counts, but the Secretary of State has to make it official. And then everybody gets their little certificates of being elected, and yay, they're elected. So we'll start out with the top brass, highest office in the land. Reason that we're going to do that is because it was kind of underwhelming how many people are the end result, as we say. So Emily Larson came out with 13,000 votes, or 63% of the vote. Dave Noel, 35% of the vote. So Emily Larson has won her second time as being mayor, her second term. So she was elected in 2015 with, I believe, 72% of the elected the election, and now it's 63%. So a little drop, but Dave Noel, actually, he was out there. I did see a lot of signs for him. So, hey, congratulations to David, first time running. You did all right, 7,000 votes. But congratulations to Emily Larson, our new and continuing to be our mayor here in Duluth. City Council at large, we had 4 candidates, 2 won and move on and become councilors. Surprisingly, that was Derek Medved. He won the race today with 26% of the vote. Second place was Eric Forsman, who won 25% of the vote. And Noah Hobbs actually got 25%. The difference between Forsman and Hobbs was somewhat around 260 votes. That's how close local elections are. Mike Mayu got 22% of the votes for fourth place. District 1, Gary Anderson got 60% to Becky Hall's 40%. In District 3, Roz Randorf ends up winning by right around 280 votes, which is not bad. And it's good. And I'm just going to say that it's good, and good news for District 3. Janet Kennedy ends up winning and becomes the first African American elected to the Duluth City Council. She is elected out of District 5, and she got 52% of the vote today. So that's your council. School board, Lana Oswald gets 54% of the vote to John Schwetman's 45. Which it was 2,000 vote difference in that race. David Kirby wins 66-33. And David Kirby and Alana Oswald both have their second term that they will be doing on the school board. And they will have a new gentleman joining them from District 3. The current school board member, Nora Sandstad, decided not to run again. And Paul Sanholm will be the new school board member from District 3. So those are the results. I want to kind of get into a little bit of what happened. I will go in reverse now and go to the school board. Just kind of give you a little idea of my thoughts with the election. So with school board, I was actually kind of surprised that the District 2 race was so close, or wasn't close, with Kirby winning 66% of the vote to Harry Welty's 33%. I did not see a lot of Harry Welty signs that might have indicated something there. I didn't see a lot of push for Welty, but the guy has a name. He's very, very well known, and for 33%, I'm a little... and I'm saying this completely nonpartisan. I'm not playing partisan politics or anything like that here. I'm just saying that I'm surprised that Harry Welty did not do more work, I guess. So it was kind of just, a little discouraging to not see a better race out of those two. David Kirby was endorsed by the unions, so he had that going for him, and I believe he was endorsed by the DFL. I'll have to check, but I believe he was endorsed by the Duluth DFL. So he had both of those going for him, and that changes everything, really. District 3, I've never actually met Mr. Sanholm, and hopefully he does get out there a little bit more. He did get union endorsement. However, he did not receive the DFL endorsement since he did not run for DFL endorsement. Lauren Martell did a lot of great work. A lot of signs out there. Signs do not vote. People have said that numerous times. And he was endorsed by the newspaper. But like I said, I've never met Mr. Sanholm, and unions went out again and really worked it. And maybe he door knocked. He's not in my district, so I don't know him. But hey, I didn't really know the two that got at large last time, and they totally won. So hey, if they're knocking in the right places and making things happen, good for them. And that's what happened. I do feel bad for Lauren Martell. He's been trying to get on there. He's had his issues with the school board, and that just is what it is. In the last race, at large, I was kind of surprised. Alana Oswald won. I don't think I've ever talked to her, and if I hadn't, wasn't all that important. But John Schwetman is a wonderful human being, and I urge him to run again for office. He's a really, really cool dude. But people like Alana Oswald, and that just is what it is. People like her enough that they voted her in. 54% of the electorate at large, which is a really hard thing to do. She wins, and so congratulations to all the school board candidates that ran, and congratulations to the winners. I was surprised, but it's one of those things you just never ever know with elections. And now we'll move to the city council race. We'll start in District 5. I just wanted to Jeannie, I cannot pronounce her last name, but she ran a good race from what I heard. Very well known in the community. Janet Kennedy, very well known in the community as well. She did run against Jay Fosley 4 years ago, I think. So congratulations to Janet. She's, I know Janet personally, so I'll send her a little note and say congrats. And that was really cool to see her pull that out and become the first African American ever elected to the Duluth City Council. That's going to be a huge deal coming up here. So I will touch on District 1. Gary Anderson wins 60-40% against Becky Hall. I like Gary, and I think he's a nice guy. Gary's good people, and always treated me great. But Becky Hall tried her damnedest, and that girl she can't win. And it's a little bit depressing for somebody to see somebody like that work so hard and not get where she wants to go. And 64, I would have loved to see it be just a little bit closer. But hey, Gary Anderson, people like him out in one. I personally like the guy, so I'm excited to see him back in the council. I'm cool with that. And then that takes us to District 3, and I live in District 3 for all intensive purposes of whatever. I live in District 3. This was the race that I was most into for the night. It was the only one I cared about. Really, at the end of the day, it's the only race I cared about. And I have a Roz Randorf sign outside of my house. I think Roz Randorf, I've known her from the United Way, and we got to work together doing some stuff with the United Way, and I think she's a born leader. The woman knows what she's doing, and she knows what she's doing enough to get people to support her, and I think it's really great that she got, the Duluth Biz Pack and supported her, gave her some money. And I don't care who gave him. I live by the Salvation Army motto of money, and this is I'll always just love this. It doesn't matter if it's red or blue money. It's money, because money's green, and money pays the bills. And with local elections, we have seen people get bought in local elections. We have seen that before. And that's what we're trying to get. That's what I am trying to, and very glad to say that that's not going to happen in the 3rd District anymore. I want to give a shout out to Charlotte Gardner, who's an amazing former city councilor. And she was, 4 years ago, she was the 3rd District city councilor. But for 4 years, I was ashamed to say that I live in District 3. I was ashamed to say who my city councilor was, because she was absolutely no good. And now, Roz Randorf wins the race, 55-45. And I, again, can be proud of who my city councilor is come January. And I'm excited for that. So congratulations to Roz Randorf. Janet Kennedy and Gary Anderson, congratulations to all you guys, too. Like I said, Jeannie, I've never met Jeannie myself in 5. She's probably a wonderful person. Becky, I know Becky, and Becky's always cool with me. I know Becky's a Republican, and some people just are against whatever. But Becky's good people, and I like her. As a human being, she's cool with me. And the last one I want to get to is District 3, before we go higher into the mayor and the at-large. As much as I am a fan of Roz Randorf, and as much as I think the world of the lady, and I'm just so excited that she won, I think it was a lot closer than it should have been. I think she should have completely walked with it. Next time we'll just, in 4 years you just keep working, and Roz is, still a youngin', so hey, she's got lots of terms left on the city council. As much as I am a fan of Roz, and so happy she won the race, I do want to give a shout out and say that Teresa did a great job. Working. Now, the reason and people who know me are probably surprised by this statement, but I'm gonna say this. Teresa was in the hospital. This was out and about, and I did not see it on her page. I saw it on somebody else's. Teresa was in the hospital, and yet she still went door knocking. She still did her work, and for that I have some respect. I can never not give respect to somebody who works hard for what they believe in and what they want to do and win a race. I have, there are other things, lots of other reasons. Main reason I voted for Roz was because I think that she was a better candidate. And I think that I'm not even going to worry about the Duluth for clean water or whatever endorsements she got, because before any of those endorsements, I knew her personally. I knew what kind of person she was. She got my endorsement. So, the minute I heard she was running, I was jumping up for joy. And I was not super excited to see Teresa run. And I really wished that we would have had more. I always wished for more people to get involved and to run for office, and I think we could have had some better candidates. If people wanted to step in and weren't so scared, and me included, I'm going to throw myself in there because I'm always scared about running for office. But I truly believe Roz Randorf is the best candidate, and I'm glad that she won. And I think that over a lot of other people, Roz Randorf is a better candidate. So there you go. So it's going to be a very interesting city council with Janet, Roz, and Gary Anderson. We move up to the at-large race. My biggest surprise out of that is Derek Medved winning. I thought that he might pull out second place. And actually, I thought Noah Hobbs was going to get more votes than anybody. Just because he's already pre-elected. He's already the council president. Eric Foreman never was elected before. He was, and I gotta say this in all love and respect for Noah. I am glad to see, Eric up there. Eric is a now it's 11:21 at night, so sometimes you kind of try and figure out your words. Eric was picked by the city council to take over for Alyssa Hansen when she dropped out to go work for the North Span group. Eric Forsman is a much better counselor than there was in that seat. I thought Eric and Noah played well together. I thought that team, they worked well together. I'm very disappointed that Noah Hobbs is not the sitting city councilor anymore, because personally I like Noah, and shout out to Noah, by the way, to put his dog out there, and that was the cutest damn thing I've ever seen. And also a shout out to Noah's wonderful wife Trisha, also who she got put out there as well, saying, "Hey, I support Noah," and I thought that was cool. But the dog won it for me, so Noah, big time shout out. That was cool. But Derek Medved ended up winning the night. Eric Forsman gets second place, so both of them become Duluth City Councilors. Noah Hobbs lost by 200 some odd votes. That's second place. But I don't think you've seen the last of Noah Hobbs running for anything, and I'd love to see it. I would really love to see it, and I'm hoping that in 2 years, maybe he can run for at-large city council again. So I would not be disappointed at all. The fourth place gentleman, Mike Mayu, endorsed by the DFL. And I just don't think Mike resonated with anybody. I think that the DFL at this point, and I am involved in that community of the DFL. I'm not on the Duluth DFL board, but it is what it is. I just don't think that he resonated very well with he resonated very well with 7,869 people, but I think that his message was off and weak. And I say that only because I had no reason why I would want to vote for him. Nothing in my heart said, "Oh my God, this guy's even decent as a candidate." And so that's why he got fourth place. And the last one, So that's the city council at large. Last one, mayor, Emily Larson in a walk. It really was no surprise. But Dave Noel, hey, you got 36% of the vote. You feel pretty good about that. And I tell anybody and everybody, if they've ever ran or whatever, stay in politics. It is super important to stay in politics. Stay involved. Hey, if you ever want to get elected, get your name out there. Get your name out there, get your name out there, get your name out there. Because people have asked me numerous times, in fact, if I would ever run for office. And I've actually, the joke was on April Fool's Day, I announced I was running for city council this was now 8 years ago. And Emily Larson was actually the second call. And she goes, "Oh, I'm running too." And I said, "No, it's a joke." So that's just what it is. So I do want to say congratulations to Emily. She's doing a good job as mayor, so hey, keep it up. Now, this is the Keeping It Local podcast here on the scottshow.com. Now, you can find us on YouTube at tinyurl.com/The Scott Show. You can also find us at patreon.com/Scott Show. You can find us anywhere. SoundCloud, we are all over there too. So just check it out. Put in The Scott Show, and I guarantee you will find us somewhere. So I want to thank everybody who listened to this show. The results are, I'll read them off really quick just in case you're catching this at the end. Emily Larson is your retaining mayor. Eric Forsman and Derek Medved are at-large city councilors. Gary Anderson defeats Becky Hall. Roz Randorf wins the 3rd District City Council race, 55-45. Janet Kennedy becomes your first African-American city councilor from Duluth. By the way, super proud of Janet. She's really worked hard. Alana Oswald retains her school board membership. David Kirby also retains his school board membership in District 2. And Paul Sanholm ends up winning against Lauren Martell, 54. So it would have been 54-46. So those are the results from Duluth. If you are also interested in the St. Paul garbage race, there is, they did vote yes on that. So that's keeping it local too. So I want to thank you guys for listening to thescottshow.com. This has been a wonderful episode. I appreciate every single one of you. And we'll catch you here real soon on thescottshow.com.